Hey Chienlee, taking a look at your assignment. I love some of the changes that you've made. It feels like much looser and much nicer, so I'm really feeling it. Especially with some of the shape changes on the torso, it feels much more like organic. So great work on that stuff. Um, I still feel like the spacing on the feet needs a little bit of work. Um, like I'll go through it backwards. Like this is like a settle, so that's like contact into settle and settle. So you have a couple settle frames, which is fine. Then we're here. Then we're here. And then that's a big one. Okay, so I think I remember speaking on this. So just on this down thing, like that's maybe great to start. And then you have this big jump, but then this spacing is kind of even. You know, like the space between here, here, and here is all like super even. So maybe, you know, this one, like this one. I mean, this pose needs to be biased up. This one can like stay where it is. So maybe it's just that one pose to make it feel like snappier. But what you want is for it to feel snappier both on the way down and the way up, and not have like a sense of like even spacing. I don't know if you're feeling that when you watch it, but let's check this out. Okay, so the first jump frame was it's a pretty big change. Oh man, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn on ghosting. But maybe we need to, Okay, so the first jump is pretty big here, right? So maybe we need more of like a push-off frame, kind of show it's starting to push off before we get to something fully in the air. And yeah, again, maybe we just need a little ease in. I don't know. Play around with the spacing, but try to make it feel, you know, get it less evenly spaced and bias it more towards like the top when you start to go down, and it can like increase, and then you're into your contact pose, right? So you want this to be smaller, that being medium, maybe it's more like there, and then that to be the largest on the way down. And you kind of, when you're going up, you know, you want to like pick it up and then pick up speed, but then you got to ease out on the top of it. So it's different. They're like two different spacing kind of schemes. Because here you're like hitting the ground, it can go fast and then just kind of slam. I mean, you're going to have the cushion of the foot roll in there, but then when you're picking up, it's kind of gotta be ease in, ease out. It's okay to have like a big change in the middle, you know what I mean? Because like the eye will track it and read it and follow all that. But yeah, anyways, I don't mean to go on too long about that. So I like the looseness that I'm feeling like in the arms and stuff here in this part of it. And then I really feel like how you've loosened this up when I watch it play at speed. Like, hopefully I'm not wrong in just imagining it, but it really feels like nice. So one of the things I want to see, or I would encourage you to incorporate, is to in between. Maybe you are, but this torso shape, so this is great, this torso shape here, that's great. This one feels largely the same as this one. I don't know if there's changing Maybe it is ever so slightly. I think maybe it is. I can kind of see a rotation and stuff. And then this one is awesome. But then these two are like the same. You know what I mean? So maybe this one isn't, you know, maybe this one's bent a little bit more than the previous one, or maybe this one isn't quite to this extreme. It's gonna be up to you of like which one you wanna, if you wanna favor this one towards the previous one, or if you wanna push this one just a little bit more, which will give you some nice contrast into this. And again, these two torso shapes are exactly the same. So the same kind of note applies there, like this should be animated or in between into this. So I don't know, slightly lesser than. Yeah. Cool. And then I'm still think we could maybe do a little bit more to like offset the feet and stuff. Like here they're hitting at the same time as like the torso. So when you go to like put in more breakdowns and in-betweens, you know, maybe they're still like coming to the ground in this frame, and they're not both like exactly the same. You know, I don't know, like these aren't like the right drawings. I'm not saying like follow these drawings, but I'm just trying to illustrate a point that like, you know, we can break up their symmetry and also offset the timing with the main body. So maybe here is when they hit the ground and they're dragging behind. You know, they're not on their way up. They're still on their way down as the torso is on the way up. And the same would kind of apply to the arms. The arms are on their way down, the torso is on their way up. And you can add that in to the head a little bit, you know, that overlap. So if this is a giant bouncing ball, this is a bouncing ball, these are bouncing balls, this is a bouncing ball. This bouncing ball here is the star and the lead, and everything happens to it first. And these are offset. These meaning the arms, the head, and the feet are offset to a different degree. And when you offset them, you don't want them all to be offset the exact same. Like you want to vary how they're offset by maybe a frame or two so that it feels like organic and loose. All right, so I'm going to take a look at it from your camera view. Yeah, cool. Yeah, the things I'm seeing in the camera view are things that I've already kind of like spoken about. I think is just trying to in between, you know, like the different torso shapes and stuff. This is all really cool. If this is your camera view, like the view you want to show it, like render it from, maybe you can like bring up this hand ever so slightly to try to like, I don't know, clear up. Like this is a really visually confusing between the fingers and the headdress stuff coming out. So maybe like there's a way just to slightly have this hand drag more and have it kind of like, man, that's just a bunch of scribbles. I'm sorry that that's so unintelligible, but maybe, you know, get that hand up here. Hopefully that reads and hopefully my meaning is clear. It's a lot of purple scribbles. Just a little thing, you know, but look for opportunities. But again, I don't know if this is like your final thing, final camera view. But yeah, good stuff, good work. Keep an eye on the schedule, how much time we have left. You know, I think there's maybe only like three to four classes left. So try to like, you know, like plan out your work and stuff accordingly to get, you know, the additional in-betweens that you need and get it in spline and like get it to a polished state. But yeah, good work. Let me know if you have any questions about any of my notes and stuff. I have office hours available. just drop me an email. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in class. All right.